Greetings, gamers. Tim here again today, and today we're doing the final day of Rpgaday. After this, I'll be getting back to game design stuff and general blogging about games and coolness. So we're supposed to choose our favorite game of all time. And that's really tough for me because there's so many games I love. There's Marvel Superheroes, there's Waste World, there's the D&D Rules Cyclopedia, there's just so many games I love. But you know what? I'm going to pick my absolute favorite. And yes, this is a little bit of an ego stroking, ego aggrandizing of my situation. And that is this game, High Valor. It is my fantasy tabletop role-playing game that I wrote. It's set in the fantasy Dark Ages, late Dark Ages, but still it's set in the equivalent of a Dark Age series of cultures. There's big bads, there's, ongoing threats of potential civil war through the kingdoms, due to some of them, not being entirely on the up and up. But generally speaking, there are good guys, there are bad guys, and you stand up and take the fight to the bad guys. It's all about the kind of heroism you find in many ways on both sides of the good and evil divide. But it's primarily about being the good guys and fighting that good fight. And if you have to, dying to make a difference in the world. It is a really simple system, but fairly robust. There are dice pools that empower character traits, and the traits are, there's example traits in the book, a lot of them, but you can also do it yourself if you want. Anything you can think of that can describe a character in fiction works here. And then it's rated. It's rated based on the game system, so it's got some structure to it to allow you to explore the setting and have a lot of fun. It comes out as slightly above my superhero game, and the only reason for that is I learned a lot from my superhero game in creating games, and it went into this book. So, in the end, it is literally my favorite book at the moment. My second edition superhero game may, when it gets finished, top it. But for now, it's really, I spent a lot of time working on the setting and a lot of time working on the system, trying to get just the right cohesive whole so one feeds into the other very well. And I like it. I like the fact that a pep talk from a friend or a prayer for a friend actually has game impetus to benefit the person you are helping out. As well as, it's got fantasy magic with some repercussions. It's got miracles of faith. But it's also got the ability to just be a badass ass kicker and stand up and fight, in any way you want. You could be a wrestler who wrestles dragons to the ground. Not going to be easy, it never is, but that doesn't mean it's not possible within the game system. And you start out as a fairly, gung-ho, moving towards epic character at the beginning. You are an experienced or an inexperienced character with a lot of luck on their side and a lot of the game system supporting you being, really badass over the course of play. And it's not terribly thick. It's only about 165 pages, and I need to write more. I do. Let me be honest. Probably my worst failing is the fact that I have allowed it to languish without a couple supplements, without some more information. But I'll be honest, I've always been the kind of gamer that I'm more interested in core books than supplements. And while I don't mind supplements for games I really adore, I don't want to fill in details and step on people's toes. I left a lot of blanks on purpose so other people can come in when they're gaming and fill in the holes for themselves. But people are asking for more, so I will eventually write some more for High Valor, depending on what happens in the next year. May get some more books, or I may do a second edition because it's been 5 years since I put it out. And that seems to be about when I start thinking of doing second editions, is after 5 years. Not that it needs one. There's a few tweaks I would do to the system, but they're relatively minor. I might put that in a supplement, but they're not big things. They don't really change the overall mechanics. They're not necessary to make changes in the game system because I wrote the game system I wanted. And so, if people want to comb through it and find errata at some point after watching this, and or let me know what they think might improve it, I'm certainly welcome to suggestions, and we can talk about it. I'm more than welcome to discuss my games in forums, online, in chats, however. But it's one of those things. My second edition superhero game, Hearts and Souls 2, will be coming out hopefully next year. I've still got to wrap up little bits of it. I'm almost there, but I've still got to wrap up little bits of it and make sure I'm happy with it. And it's clearly explained because I don't want to leave any holes in my explanations that I have left the first time around. So we'll see how it goes, and it will definitely be getting supplements. So will High Valor at some point. I know it's been 5 years, so it's not like it's dead. It just is kind of waiting for me to get around to having time because I'm not a quick writer when it comes to. I'm quick at everything else except a couple of really important things, but writing is not one of them, mostly because I have focus issues thanks to my depression. I really can't help it. I do my best, but there are days when I just don't feel like doing anything. So, and it sucks. Let me tell you, I want to do stuff. I really do. When I feel good, I'm on it. But that's the problem with depression, is it doesn't take prisoners. Anyway, but High Valor's my favorite game. I would recommend you pick it up if you like Dark Ages fantasy. Even if you just wanted to give it a read through to steal bits of the setting or bits of the system, for your own tabletop gaming. Also, if anybody ever wants to license it to develop their own materials, just contact me. It's not that complicated. I'm not going to be, oh my God, $10,000 for a license. It's not something like that. Just let me know your idea and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, peace, good gaming. Love you, people.